Hey there, Stampers. This is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada. And today I wanted to pop in and just share my December daily 2024 base pages. So these are the pages that I've created for this year's December album. Now, December daily is something that was first started by Ali Edwards as a way of documenting the month of December. There are many different interpretations of it. Hers is where you basically document on a daily basis throughout the month of December. Now, whether you do that on a daily basis or you kind of do it at the end of the month or on a weekly basis, that's completely up to you, whatever works for you. And there's lots, like I said, lots of different interpretations of this type of album that have come about from that December daily type idea. So I personally do a December album almost every year, and I love to use our 6x8 albums and our pocket pages because it allows me the flexibility of moving things around and adding pages in if I need to add pages, or if I don't have enough photos on a day where I have more photos, I could fill in this pocket with something decorative instead. Okay, so it allows me a lot of flexibility. So that's one of the first things that you need to decide. Well, I guess it's the second thing, because after you decide how you want to document the month, so whether you want to document on a daily basis, if you want to just document the big events, or maybe your favorite memories from the month, or favorite family traditions. There's so many different things that you can document. Once you've decided that, then you need to decide the size or how you want to document. You can document in a 6x8 album. I've done a traveler's notebook before. You can add it just to your regular album, however you document the rest of the year. You could add that in. You could do it in a notebook. You could do it in your planner. There's so many different ways that you can document the month of December. I do find that if I can do as much in advance, it's easier for me to keep up. I will not document on a daily basis. What I will do is at the end of every day, I'll kind of use the notes app on my phone, and I'll type in some notes on things that I wanted to remember, maybe funny things that somebody said, or, what happened during that day. And I will be intentional of taking photos every day. And I know that we don't have something going on every day, so I have brainstormed some ideas of different stories that I might want to tell, or different ideas on pictures that I can take throughout the month. So if, for example, on the 5th of December, we don't have anything going on and nothing really extraordinary happened, I can go back and I can check that list. I can look at my photos and I can choose a story to tell on that day. Okay, so that kind of helps eliminate some of that stress of having something big to tell every day, because it's not all about the big things. It's also about the little things, the little stories. You could also go back and tell maybe the story about your favorite memory growing up, Christmas memory growing up. You could tell that instead. But I plan on committing to a photo a day. Whether or not I use that photo, I want to have lots of photos to choose from. Okay. So a couple things. Now, if you do not print your photos at home, that will also be something that you take into consideration. So you might want to maybe commit to sending off your photos to be printed on a weekly basis, or maybe you want to wait until the end of the month and send them off all at once. That's completely fine too. If you do print your photos at home, you'll want to make sure that you've got your paper and the ink that you need, or the cartridges that you need, so that you're set up, because I'd hate for you to go to sit down and go to print your photos and have run out of paper. So make sure that you've got the supplies that you need on hand to print your photos. I personally use a Canon selfie printer, which I find works perfectly for me. Okay, so I will do a flip through of this album. I wanted to share first the products that I've used. So because I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I like to use Stampin' Up! Product. And because I am documenting daily this month, I have chosen to use the Rustic Christmas Countdown Kit, which is one of our kits, collection kits. So it is basically an advent calendar, but I've chosen to use the supplies in my album. So it comes with all the numbers 1 to 25. It comes with some cording or some trim, It comes with some pockets and then some additional embellishments. It also comes with these clothespins. Obviously, I did not use the clothespins, but I'll use those on a different project. But I also needed to combine that with some pattern paper because I love to do interactive elements in my album and add inserts. So pattern paper comes in really handy for that. So I've used the Season of Green Gold DSP. So you can see here are the patterns. One side has this beautiful gold foiling, and then the other side is just kind of green and vanilla and white, shades of green and vanilla and white. And then there is this beautiful vellum that coordinates with it as well. The other great thing about this pattern paper, it provides me with additional elements that I can include because I can fussy cut these. Also, these leaves can be fussy cut. There are some bells and some leaves on here that can be fussy cut, and then some more leaves on there. We do have a die set that coordinates with some of these images if you don't like fussy cutting as well. And then I've used our 6x8 album and a variety pack of inserts. Now, so that I have everything handy, all the leftover supplies, I've just added to this bin. I believe I picked this up at the Dollarama. And so my extra envelopes are in there, and the extra decorative bits, the extra trim and the extra sequence, and then the additional pattern paper that I have is all right here. So that when I go to print my photos and add them in, if I need to or want to add any additional decorative elements, I've got everything handy. Okay, so now let me share a flip through. Now this is a class that I did offer to my customers. I do have a tutorial that's available. I will put the link in the description below. But if you are in Canada and would like a kit, I do have a limited number of kits left. And those kits will include the album, the page protectors, your pre-cut pieces, half a package of the Green and Gold DSP, half a package of the vellum, and the Christmas countdown kit. So it'll include everything that you need. You just need to add in a paper trimmer and some adhesive. And I did do a little bit of stamping, but not a lot of stamping. Okay, so here is a little flip through. Now, again, to help me throughout the month, because I like to do as much as I can beforehand so that it makes it easier. The month of December is busy for all of us, right? So I did create this calendar, and I will link to where you can find it in the description below. You can go ahead and you can print it off. I did it so that it can be cut down to 6x8. I've added in a few things that I know that we have going on, but at the bottom, I've left some lines so you could do kind of like a photo idea / bucket list. So I've got things like trimming the tree, a hot cocoa bar, or taking photos of my mugs, baking day, Christmas movies that we watch, festive drinks and snacks, family game night, you know, those types of things. And then I had more, so I added them to the back. For ideas, if you're looking for ideas, if you head to Pinterest and you search December bucket list ideas, there are a ton of posts that you can check out for ideas. All right, so I plan on just kind of incorporating this here, and this is going to give me some ideas on photos that I can take. I've also got a Starbucks belly band, just in case I want to include this somewhere in my album. And then I've got some lists here. So I just put these on just some note paper. I will incorporate them in my album, and these are good ideas for fillers. So I've got a list of Christmas books that I want to read, and I'll check them off as I read them and probably rate them. And I love to read. I'm a big reader. So I will probably do a spread on one of the days where we had nothing going on. I'll probably do a list of the Christmas books that I've read. And same thing with the Christmas movies that we watched. I'll probably do that. So it's a great filler. So taking photos kind of throughout the month as things like that come up, or keeping track of it as you go, is a great way to kind of help you when you sit down to go and document. Okay, so here is a quick little flip through. So each evening I plan on just using the notes section of my phone and kind of adding in a little bit of journaling, anything that I wanted to remember for that day. So that type of thing. This is a very interactive element, but having rings will allow me to I can change the position of pages. I can add in additional pages if I've got more photos than maybe what I planned for. So there's lots and lots of opportunity to expand. Here's a little pocket. So if I've got more than just one 4x6 photo on day 11, I can include additional photos, or I can add an extra page in here. Another little pocket. I could put some journaling or maybe a receipt or something in there. Here are a couple more pockets. And this one opens up. So very, very interactive. Some of the elements are on top of the page protectors. Some of them are inside. Here's another little flip up, and this I left blank so that I could add in some a title or maybe some journaling on there. This is another insert. On the 26th, we always have a huge Boxing Day event, and we always have lots of family. So I wanted lots of little spots for photos here. You could always just do a couple photos on that little area. This might be where I add in an extra page. And then here, another interactive element. And I chose to go past the 25th, so I'm going to do the entire month, so all 31 days. All right, so there is a little flip through. And I want to encourage you, even though I do this, or I am doing this year, documenting all 31 days, you do what works for you. And even if you decide to do it one way and then you change your mind or something happens, because let's face it, life happens, and you can't continue on, just know to let it go. You could always turn it into maybe something that you finish off next year, or you add to it next year, or you end up just adding to it yearly instead of making it just a 1-year album. Maybe it's a 5-year album, and you just kind of add to it year after year after year. All right, so I hope that you found something inspirational here. If you decide that you want to go ahead with this project, I really hope you do, because it is such a great way to look back and reflect on the month of December. And live in Canada and would like a kit, I will link, well, actually just reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you with that. And like I said, the tutorial, if you're outside of Canada and would like to participate in this or create an album similar to this, the tutorial will be linked below. All right, thank you so much for watching. Take care.